Welcome to Showmance, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth. And tonight we are covering part 2 of the Reunion of the Valley season 4.
Of the shittiest people in town.
Wow, man, this is
Dark.
yeah.
I'm less concerned with how dark it is lately and more just irritated about these pile of do-nothings.
Yeah.
They do nothing. They collect a check and just yell about things that don't involve them and do nothing interesting. You're being paid to show your life and you can't even spend any of that money to make your life interesting at all. You're not waking up and going, "Oh, what should I do to keep this job today?" Like, it just is so gluttonous and indulgent and just piss poor behavior and attitude and no gratitude. And
That's part of the darkness for me.
Yeah.
It's not just the Danny, Janet volleying that goes back and forth. It's the fact that everyone feels like they're phoning it in. And when they do come to life to do something, not everyone, but the vast majority of this cast, right? It feels
Performative.
gross and a little performative. And I need new storylines. I want to root for people. It makes it very hard. The confines of this show or the way that they're producing it, it makes it very hard to root for anyone.
mm-hmm.
It's got such a slopopotamus vibe. Like, I don't want to go to any of these people's houses and have dinner. Like, they all just seem so sad. Like, there's a little cloud over everyone's house. And I'm sure that that's not the reality of all of these people's lives. So then show us that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Luke and Kristen, they don't really feel connected and like they like each other that much right now. I know that they're working on things. We wish them the best. Nia and Danny they're in it to win it, but they're also so good at glazing over what's actually happened. You have Janet and Jason who barely have a pulse and are the most boring couple on television as far as I'm concerned.
The look from Janet, the pearl clutching that went on with every look that she could give every single time anybody said anything was like, it was just some kind of other reality that she's
Janet's looks cut deep. I feel like those looks. She really rehearses those looks.
Oh yeah.
And personally, even though they piss me off, she does them really good because she's just really that sanctimonious to just be like.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's mastered the irritated
Pearl clutcher.
I quote Jasmine Karen energy look.
Yeah. She really has.
I can't even do it. It's so good.
Well, let's jump in. We start during the lunch break. Brittany is talking to Janet and whatever her husband's name is, Jason, saying, there's a lot more to discuss. Michelle, we go over to Michelle. She's complaining about Lacey's comments that Michelle is being fake. Then we bop over to Lacey. She said Michelle has been cruel to her since the day they wrapped filming. And then we bounce back to Michelle, where Michelle says she doesn't ever know what version of Lacey, and for that matter, Jesse, she's ever going to get. They're just always back and forth, which listen, we don't know Lacey well enough for me to make even an educated guess on that. With Jesse, I can see that to be true, that like, he might be in one mood one day and a different mood another day. Because you can even tell, like, for people who are new here, Jesse lives around the corner from me. And he's that guy that's always outside of his house smoking a cigarette, pacing the streets.
On the phone?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you. On the phone. And when he made that comment, like, just unfortunately a $30 million deal fell through, don't mention it. Like, it fell through. We don't have to talk about it. You could say, listen, we're doing really well. I just closed a really big deal. He's saying that because he wants something to show for himself, even though
he doesn't have anything to show for himself.
But you can tell he's always on the street trying to like angle and make a deal and talk about something. And he feels very stressed. And it's never just a normal walk around the neighborhood, waving to the neighbors. So I get that he's probably in a high, for reasons that we realize, like this guy is just, this is how he's hardwired, but he's just always in like a high strung situation and you're going to get what you get and don't get upset.
Yeah.
No sourdough for him.
None. This was what was so interesting because after Michelle says all that stuff about like, I never know what I'm going to get with these two. And Janet adds, do you want peace or not? Which to me felt very rich coming from her. This is a girl who has dragged a storyline.
Wait, I missed that. Who said that to who?
After Michelle said, she's saying to Janet, I never know what version of Jesse or Lacey for that matter that I'm going to get. Like they just are, one day they're nice, one day they're not nice. And Janet goes, yeah, I mean, do they want peace or not? And
which is not a peaceful question. Like how, like that sounds combative.
Yes, but also from Janet, who is constantly dredging
creating
up an
chaos,
old issue and not willing to ever let things go. Yeah. It's like, Janet, I have a question for Janet.
Yeah.
Courtney from New Jersey says, Janet, do you want peace or not? Because even when she goes up, we've talked about this 1,000 times, even when she has gone up to someone throughout this entire season to say, hey, I want to talk to you. As soon as the person didn't go along to get along, she walked away and is like, I don't even want to be Mia's friend. It's like, okay. Well, do you want peace or not?
Yeah.
Do you want to be? And so it's just interesting that she poses that question to Michelle and she's not connecting the dots for the situation she currently finds herself in.
It is also, it is weird coming from her. And are you supporting Michelle or are you not? And if
sounds
you're
like she's trying to rile Michelle up a little bit more.
Yeah. You're not a person anybody would ever expect to hear that from. So it's almost like you're using this moment to show the audience that you are a person that is this way, but that's your best friend. So why are you doing it on her back? Just like when she went up to Lacey, however many episodes ago, and was like, my biggest regret is not giving you a chance. I totally got you wrong. Would you guys like to go out to dinner with my husband and I, or whatever it was? Like,
but remember we were saying last episode, she does not respect boundaries.
No.
And she just bulldozes her way in with people thinking like, but they'll like me. I'm sure that's what she did with Sheena. I'm sure. And by the way, disclaimer defense, or projection disclaimer rather, I used to know someone who did this and it chapped my hide every time she would do it because I would see the other person become incredibly uncomfortable. Yeah. Just like we saw when she was pushing herself onto Zach, just like we saw when she was pushing herself onto Lacey and Jesse in that moment. Well, let's go to we should do a double date. That'll be so fun, right, guys?
Yeah.
Stop. Just say, make peace, walk away, and in the car ride home say, I had actually a nice conversation with them. Maybe one day we'll get to the place where we'll have a double date. You can't just bend them over right there. You haven't even kissed. Like the last interaction was you decking them.
Yeah.
Well, that's another example of how we were saying last time, like Janet tells us who she thinks we want her to be instead of showing us. So if she really wanted peace, she would make amends with who she needs to make amends with instead of being like, well, do you want peace or not?
Yeah.
That's just, I feel like it's classic Janet. Like she's never going to like actually act upon the things that she's saying.
No, but she thinks saying it is enough.
Is enough. Yes, correct.
When we get back to set, we start talking about Jesse and Michelle's divorce. Off the
Which
top.
thank God.
Yeah, right. Quick question. Do we think Jesse got an upper eye bluff?
Yes, I think so. His eyes look less shifty.
See, I always think when the dudes do the bluff, it never, maybe it needs to like simmer and settle on them, but it never looks as good as it does on a woman, which quite frankly, I'm fine with that because I feel like women get such the short end of the stick with aging that I'm okay with that.
That's funny because I like thought something looked different about him last time, and then I was watching this episode, I was like, something really looks different with him.
Yeah.
When dudes get bluffs, it is like atrocious. I didn't notice it at all. Like I think all I keep noticing is that his teeth look better than they used to, but like not like he's gotten new veneers, just that like maybe he just got a whitener. I don't know. But when a dude gets that, there's something. I was watching some maybe it was Dr. Terry Dubrow that was trying to explain this. I don't know. He's like the only plastic surgeon I ever watch, and it's not like I'm watching plastic surgeons. He just happens to be on one of the stupid podcasts I already listened to.
He's our resident Bravo surgeon.
Yeah. He said something about how like the skin on men's eyes, it's different than the skin on women's eyes. And that, so when they get it, taking away the skin that they are supposed to have, that women are not necessarily, or like don't need to have it. Yeah. It makes their eyes like gigantic. But I didn't notice that on him. The photos that I was watching scroll past when they were showing this, I was like, oh my God, that is like Ryan Seacrest, I think, got it. And some other people that you're just like, Jesus,
Matt
what
Damon.
the hell? Like what happened? But I didn't notice it on Jesse.
What's his name? I think also got it. But otherwise, this also could be fake news, but this is just what we're seeing and people are saying. Bradley Cooper.
Oh, maybe that was one too. Yeah.
Yeah, and others, but at any rate,
They
I
look
do
like Aaron. They look like Aaron
A
now.
li- like a little buggy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mega buggy.
The irony.
when you go do the screenshots, look at Jesse's eyes. Something seems far more open than they were before.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Maybe that's why he couldn't afford the $200 insurance for
Probably.
Isabella.
He's doing an
He's-
upper eye
yeah,
lift.
yeah.
Priorities. Yeah.
Listen,
Okay, so then we move into Michelle saying that she's thrilled to officially be a single gal. Jesse says that they only communicate regarding Isabella, and that's going well. And Michelle said, yeah, 90% of the time it's going well. They then quickly get into his SBA loan, and he quickly complains about how every scene that they shoot at Runyon Canyon and they're talking about him, it's lies, and Michelle is a liar and she's a cheater. And she said, well, no, you got an SBA loan and it was deposited into your personal account. And that's not a lie. Our daughter's ballet school is constantly calling saying, hey, the card didn't go through. And Andy says, oh, by the way, your card didn't go through on the show. He said it was a fraud alert, which has happened to me in foreign countries, but also you can just call the credit card beforehand and let them know Jesse might not be a planner. But basically it comes down to that argument that Lacey and Michelle get into where she says, you're saying that he's relying on me for financial support. I would rather light myself on fire than financially support a man. So trust that's not what's going on. And that's misogynistic, which I agree with a lot of Lacey's points. I don't agree that any of this is misogynistic.
no.
But then they get into this big fight about all of this and my experience with Jesse, and this is my experience with Jesse. And I know that Lacey has known Jesse for quite some time, but the thing is, you're just dating right now. You're not sharing bills. You don't have a shared mortgage. You don't have a child. That all complicates things beyond belief. And I just think the experience that she's having with him right now is probably what Michelle had before they were married and had bills and a child. So if I were Lacey, I would just be a little...
Lacey's met Jesse's customer service representative. It sounds
bit.
like.
Yeah.
No,
And I think
so
little
too.
by little, the mask is slipping off.
Yeah.
And I feel like eventually she'll come to terms with like, oh, that's what Michelle was saying.
Yeah.
But I feel like he'll be better this time at making it last a little
Yeah,
bit longer.
Sure.
Well, he's also older. Like
Yeah.
my dad, like I have a sister that will, like I haven't spoken to her in a minute, but like to this day, probably if I was still speaking to her, would remind me that I'm the only one that got a car. And that's because my dad married his high school sweetheart and popped out 3 or 4 kids, or 3 kids in the first few years. I think he got married to his high school sweetheart because she was already pregnant with the first one. That happened so he was in college and then had his first job and whatever. Then he remarried my mom when he was in his 40s or 50s. That's just going to be a different dad,
Totally.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
why I got things. That's why I got to go to college for all the things that I got that my dad was just writing checks for. They didn't get that because he was like a student and a 20-something-year-old at his first coaching,
making
assistant
no
coaching
money.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are different relationships in different eras of your life that are going to be different. I don't know what Jesse's finances are. I think it's safe to say that Jesse is shitty with money.
Yeah.
I think it's also probably pretty easy to say that I think that at a certain point, Michelle dipped out of that relationship and not necessarily because it could have been self-preservation. Once 2 people start just getting extremely annoyed with one another, having discussions about things that you need to have discussions about becomes such a chore. You don't want to bring them up. It doesn't mean you're not responsible for it though. I don't know all the details of this SBA loan. I don't know if we'll ever know them. I don't really want to know them, frankly. But when they keep bringing up things over and over and over again, we find ourselves going, what was the deal with this? He got this loan. It goes into his account because he's the one that applied for it. So just because it's in his personal account, does that not mean that he was not paying their rent with it and all of their bills? And when they needed to stage a house, was it coming out of that? It's hard to say, just because it's going into his personal account and she's not the one that's making the decisions on how it's going. I assume that she went on those trips with him as well and enjoyed the wine with him as well. And I am guilty. I do this all the time. I bury my head in the sand about shit like that. We also all work and obviously real estate and entertainment are different, but they are similar when it comes to Sometimes you're working for free for a long time. And then by the time that you actually get a check for something, it's oftentimes, more times than not, I think, paying back the debt that you accrued while you were
waiting,
while you were doing that, trying to sell that house, trying to get that gig. It's probably why Zach is still
borrowing money from Kristen. Yeah.
After 2 seasons on a show.
Yeah.
Like, you think these people are loaded.
He's like a fan favorite and he's still borrowing money from Kristen.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He just was able to pay that back on season 3
That's
of his
nuts.
show. So like if you don't know about how this town works, I would say that the mass majority of actors are working that way.
Actors, writers, anybody in that space. I think.
Yeah. And so I think that real estate has a little bit of that, because like you could be trying to sell a house forever long, and then you're getting a huge payday from it.
It could take months.
All the money that you
hiring
spent.
stagers, all these,
and just life, you know.
Exactly.
And like, we want to go on vacation. We've been working our balls off. Like, well, let's just go, and then you put it on your credit card, and then you get the money, and then you pay your credit cards off, and now all of us actually feel rich again because our credit cards are completely paid off. So like, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you don't, but you do.
You're no longer in a deficit, but you're back at baseline.
Exactly,
which is not. You're not making any money.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that Michelle didn't reap any benefits from that SBA
There's
loan.
no way.
Here's the thing. She should have at least known he did it.
I don't know if
you don't believe that she didn't know.
Like, I don't believe that she had absolutely no idea. Like, I believe that talking to Jesse about things that Jesse just doesn't want to be like held to account for are probably so atrocious that she's just like, whatever, like, I'm fine. Like, I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm going to spend time with my friends. I met this guy that has the honey business at Runyon. I'm going to get in shape and like
the honey business.
Yeah. Like, it seems like, obviously you could find that one person is more at fault. If I would imagine Jesse is probably more at fault for how awry these finances went. But you got into a partnership with him, you married him for whatever reason, and like, you got to have those hard discussions. I say this as someone who doesn't have the hard discussions. So like, I this is no judge. This is just saying, like, how easy would that be? Like, I know for a fact, out of my own personal experience, is that you can just go, whatever, man, what the ever, I'm out of here, you know, and I'm just going to
pick and choose your battles.
Do my own thing. Yeah. And so now I also think that she has a tendency to be a victim. Like, divorce is so fucking horrible. It is one of the most horrible things you will go through. It is also you cannot buy these kinds of life lessons. There are things that I learned during my divorce that are like carved into my arm, I feel like, that are so like, I will never do things this way again. I am not sure. I would love to hear what Michelle has learned about, like, coming out of that marriage.
What was the number one thing you learned?
So even if a guy, like, because I was someone that was like very traditional and very macho and like I don't want you to work. Oh, I want to have kids. Okay, great. So then one day, after I was at a job that I hated for so long, that I was just like miserable, like going in and just every dealing with this guy just got worse. Like, the person I worked for was just worse and worse and worse. And so I really felt like I had liberty to say, I quit and walk out and then go home and tell my husband, and he's going to love this, that I really stuck it to this guy and I told him to stick it where the sun doesn't shine, whatever. Well, I didn't know that my husband was a degenerate gambler. So the amount of stress that probably was on him with what, like, again, not my fault.
No.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I knew that he was like bet on sports. There were credit cards taken out that I never knew about because they're in his name, they're on his social security. Like, why I would never get an alert on that. Like, there are things like that you can't know. But $300,000 coming into an account. If you and your husband are in business together and you know how many houses you've sold this year, and you know you don't have money to go on this vacation and or pay this mortgage or to live in a house that's right behind the Chateau Marmont or whatever, like, you're not stupid. You would be able to add those things up. This was opening a shit ton of credit cards that, like, he just didn't pay them. So, like, these two things are, anyways, what I learned was never ever feel like you can make a decision like that without talking to your spouse. Like, this is a special situation because it obviously involves gambling. But like, had I even known that that was a thing at all, I would have never walked out of my job one day.
Yeah.
And even though he was someone who always said, I don't want my wife to work and I blah, 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 whatever. Like, you just have to kind of always be pulling your own weight, and you always have to be contributing. Like, unless you really know that you are in a very cushy situation, like you have proof, you've seen the documents, like you know that I don't know, like it just.
But even at that, because I just finished Belle Burden's book, Strangers.
Yeah.
And it's excellent. If anyone out there has not read it, read it. And basically the premise of it is that this woman was essentially married to a stranger. She was married to this guy for 22 years. They had this big, beautiful life. And he up and left one day. He was having an affair with someone for just a few weeks. The pandemic had just started. She found out and he's like, yep, I'm not happy. I've never been happy. I'm leaving. You can keep the kids and the houses and smell you later.
Yeah.
And she had a really bad prenup because of what he had asked her to change in the prenup.
Yeah.
And granted, she comes from a lot of money. She's very privileged. She's very clear about that in the book. But still, she put the marital homes in both of their names. So when things got contentious in the divorce, he was going after the homes. He went back on what he said.
Yeah.
And she was never working, even though well, that's a lie. She was at a big law firm because she was a big swanky lawyer at one point. And then when they had kids, I think they had 3 children. She wanted to stay home more and wanted to be around them and, for all these milestones and all the everyday shit. And anytime she got a job to an offer to go back to work, her husband would say, no, you have to stay home because of the kids. And she's like, oh, right. Yeah, I have to stay home because of the kids. So now he's accruing wealth that he's basically just keeping in his name, but she's accruing nothing and is just using her trust fund to buy them real estate and putting it in both of their names because she's being a team player like that when he's not being one.
Right.
So it's like, even if there isn't a gambling thing, there could be something else that you just don't know of. So you got to have your own back unless you're in a situation that, like, I think of my mom and dad, and I know those situations are very rare, but my mom and dad are made for each other. And my dad just puts everything in my mom's name because he's like, I don't want to deal with anything. And we trust each other. My mom pays all the bills. Nothing could ever happen. I mean, never say never, but nothing could happen in that situation.
Yeah.
But that's also very rare. And until you know that about someone, I just think, like, to your point.
Yeah. Someone can be telling you something every day. And until you have a real grasp on like everything, there's just not, I don't know. It just.
When I was dating that baseball player and he's like, move in with me. And I said, with all due respect, no, like, I'm going to keep my tiny little nook of an apartment and I'm going to keep waiting tables and doing all the things for my life. Because if you one day wake up and feel like you're a different human being and break up with me, I will be left high and dry.
Yeah.
And funny story, that's what happened. So and I remember when in the craziness of all of that, I look back and think how at that young of an age you had the wherewithal to be like, absolutely not. I will take care of myself. That was a real saving grace kind of. I would have been fine, but it would have been real fucking brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like 4 years into a marriage. Like I should have known. Like I should, like, but you just, I don't know.
But this is also to that point. I think this is what I was also trying to say about the Lacey thing with Jessie, because she ends this segment saying, that's not my experience of him. And I get that you have your experience, Michelle. And I get that, if you're in a bad relationship, you're probably not putting your best self forward. But I also think in the honeymoon phase and you guys don't live together, she lives in Orange County, you live in LA, that to me, that is a long distance relationship. I get that it's not across the country, but you sit in that traffic and you tell me it's not a long distance relationship. And they have their own children from separate marriages. They don't have to co-parent. So you can't get in arguments about, well, I want our child to do this. Well, I want them to do that. It's so separate. There is not one shared bill.
Yeah.
So you don't really know who this person is.
This is not at all. Like, listen, I've enjoyed watching Lacey spar because she's pretty good at arguing. The misogyny thing did
I still
might
understand why she said that.
Yeah, I might not have been following her, because then when she came back and said, because you said that I'm with him for this and he's with me, but also he's with me for that. Like, so
I think that's
would
more
be
social
equal.
climbing, like fame whore type labels. But I'm not saying that's who she is, but that's not misogyny.
Yeah, so that was disappointing, because her arguments have been like very good for so long. So I was just like, I'm gonna leave room for like, I just wasn't following you, Lacey. So I think that Lacey is, if she keeps things the way that she is, and she never kind of like rears into just like being lackadaisical about this stuff, then maybe she will never have to deal with that side of Jesse, because it won't matter. All of her things are under her name. She's doing everything. They won't mix finances in that way, like, which I think is probably the best thing if you're going to be with someone like Jesse, because everyone has like.
And I think she knows that too.
Maybe she does, yeah. And finances are such like can so ruin everything. That like, if that is not a thing in your relationship, and that is those things never the two shall meet, then wow, what, like, you might actually have an excellent relationship with this person. All that aside, because if that's the thing that is like the massive stress inducer of a relationship, and like that's just not ever going to be a thing for you, you could just really just enjoy this other person for like their everything else. Like even Michelle says he's a great dad. Like that's a very attractive.
Huge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if all they do is laugh, like that's what I've heard the other people say, is that they just have such a great time together. And listen, obviously crisis happens, and I don't know how he is in crisis. He wasn't great to Michelle in crisis. So I hope that your parents are in good health, Lacey, and all that. But like, if you're taking that finance thing out, that might be Jesse's worst quality.
But here's the thing, unless you are unbelievably wealthy, I don't know how you take the financial piece out, because I'm thinking of certain people in my life that are very, very wealthy, and they're with people that they've got their own money, but still stuff can come up where it's like, well, I've been paying for this. Why aren't they paying for that? You know, like, you can start to keep tabs if you want to keep tabs. And if they ever commingle their lives on a more day-to-day basis, like we're living in a house and we're going to split bills, clearly he's not good at splitting bills. Even if you look at it, not just the $200 for Isabella's health insurance, but if you just look at how they lived beyond their means, and him needing the $300,000, you take out a small business loan because you need money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not taking it out for shits and gigs. And clearly he got himself into trouble there. Who's to say that this wouldn't happen again? And if he owes her $5,000 for rent, but he doesn't have it, and even though she can pay it, that's going to start to grate on her. The first month, oh yeah, babe, just get it to me. And then he's going to take a little bit longer to pay, and a little bit, because that's what people like him do. And when I say people like him, I just mean like people who are just living above their means.
Yeah.
They're trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. They realize, oh, I can stretch it with them a little bit more because they're not going hungry, or they're scared to ask me for the money. And so I just don't know how much you'll be able to dodge that problem, even if you guys have separate bank accounts, you never get married, none of that stuff.
I think the reason that I think that they have a better shot than others is because she seems very staunch on like, this is my house, this is my neighborhood, these are my things. Like, if she wants to invite him in, if obviously if she wants him to pay for something and then he doesn't, that would be a thing. I just don't know if, like, first of all, he's not going to be able to live there for a chunk of time, because I don't think that Jesse's leaving his kid behind. You know, I don't think that he's going to. I don't know. I could totally be wrong. That could be in the mix. This reunion was like 100 years ago at this point, so like they could be cohabitating, living in sin as we speak. I don't know. But I just the way that she is and whatever has happened to her in her past, she seems to just want to stay completely independent of all those things. And if he does come and stay with her, yeah, I could see what you're saying about like things getting annoying. I'm not sure if she wouldn't just always rather have it that way. No, I pay for this. You do not, like, because this is all my stuff. Like, buy some groceries, take me out to dinner or whatever. But aside from that, I don't know. You know how some people are just like, no, you're not paying. Like, even when when Craig wanted to get a place with Paige, and Paige was like, you're not paying
any of this rent. This is my house. Yeah,
because
but look,
she always wanted to be able to say, this is my house.
100%. But also that was on the heels of them not being together anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I also just take Paige as kind of that person more so than the average bear.
Fair, but I also think that, like, I know, because she said when she was with that boyfriend one time, they wanted to change the tickets to come home from a vacation early, or she did.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not doing it. If you paid for the tickets, you could change them, but you didn't. So I paid for them. So I'm saying we're not doing it. So I totally get that. I see Paige that way as well. I'm just saying, I feel like it's, if you want to stay separate, have separate lives forever, like, but even then, I don't know. Money's funny, man. And it's like, even if they always had separate homes, you're going to go on vacations or you're going to go out to dinner, like something. If he's as terrible with money as we think he is, I could just see it start to be a slippery slope that could annoy her.
Yeah. And she'll probably be out. I don't see her as like hanging out.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. I just really want her on this show full time. There's just, I really could do like my dream cast right now. And I just think she has so much to offer this show. So just like, and she's going to make mistakes. She's not going to, like, obviously you can already see it. Like she might be completely overlooking this whole thing with this dude right now. I'm very interested in that story. Like her continuing on with this show.
Do you think the show's coming back?
I definitely think it's coming back. I got on TikTok last night and Zach was doing a live. I wouldn't be on all of Zach's lives. I've only caught him on one other live. But people were just kept asking him that. And he's like, well, I'm not allowed, like, I can't say that, but I'll say it. Yeah, we're coming back. He doesn't know who's going to be asked back and who's not. I don't think he's worried about himself. Like, obviously, if the show's coming back, Zach is in. But everybody, of course, the comments were just like flooded with like, what about Janet? Is Janet coming back? You know, and he was just like, it's until we are not just done with the reunion, but like far away from it, is like they don't even get into like, well, because they'll start filming.
They usually film like late summer, early fall, right?
Yeah, actually, I thought they actually normally filmed like earlier in the summer.
Maybe late spring, early summer.
Like early summer, I thought. Yeah. And then I'm wondering if they are off track at the moment because they got more episodes. Like, right? Like, this was episode 20. We'll be on episode 21. I feel like it might be like 3 or 4 more than it normally has been. It's definitely, the first season was only 12 episodes. So with no reunion.
We know they film into the fall because Danny's birthday is in October.
Yeah. I mean, they had the Halloween thing, right? So
and the Halloween stuff. So I think they're filming like September, October,
maybe,
right?
Yeah, no, maybe they are. I totally thought they filmed earlier in the year.
Which means they've got to be starting filming soonish rather than later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do we hope it's going to be?
A whole new.
I mean, well, I would want Schwartz back. Party of Schwartz.
Party of Schwartz.
I do want to see Lala not being Janet's bulldog.
With her, I need Lala
having her own plot.
Line.
Yeah.
And same with Schwartz. Schwartz needs to like bring something more than the goofy.
They're my 2 favorite characters on this.
Kiana.
Yeah.
Who's
you want a Kiki with Kiana?
I do. Yeah. No, I need. Yeah. I have such issues with Schwartz, and no, I don't have issues with Schwartz so much because like he's Schwartz. He's Schwartz. Like there's just not much issue to have.
You're welcome, Schwartz.
I obviously have mega issues with Lala just because I'm so disappointed. I just was so excited for her to get here, and she just blew it on all accounts. Like for me, for the viewer, for what I wanted, by the person that I knew for all those years, and who I was like so revved up about her joining. She has shit the bed entirely on what I wanted. I think that Lala is an incredible friend. I would want to be Lala's. If I'm in a bad spot, I want that bitch on my team. Like she is obviously willing to put everything aside and just defend you and go for you and do all the things to get you out of things, to disrupt conversations that are happening so that she can try to derail it. Like she did that a bunch of times in this, which they're always the people that I don't like. So I just want to get to the bottom of that. Lala, can you just shut up right now? You know, like, but if it was someone that I like, if it was Craig, maybe I would be like, yeah, get him, you know? So this is just my personal bias, but I was just so disappointed in this season. And I just have to believe with all that's in me, I'm choosing to believe that both Schwartz and Lala were just, it
was by design.
It was by design. Yeah. They were here to be a supporting role to edge their way in, and then like to contribute to stories that were already going on. And I pray to God that changes.
Which
next
I'm
season.
happy that they were back, but
Yeah.
next season I want more.
Yes.
Give me more.
1,000%.
Give them Lala.
Yeah.
Hey,
And,
even that.
But like, even I have to, like, if I'm just being honest, I wouldn't even expect it so much from Schwartz, because Schwartz has always just been how he is.
Ha,
Just,
la 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 la
yeah,
la.
I'm
But give me a storyline.
But give me a
no, give me a
storyline.
and because I just want to see, because I just want to see his girl. Like, I want to
Well,
see him in a new relationship.
yeah,
I've only known him
exactly.
in this one
Take-
marriage that it was a nightmare the whole time.
Yeah,
pretty
he, like
much.
maybe like he goes on set with her at a modeling job or something, and like
Or just moves in, or just like, or she
Yeah.
stays there. Like, she got a key. Remember, he gave
Yeah,
her a
yeah,
key
yeah.
on the cake and
Yeah.
whatever. So like,
Give us
maybe if she's
something.
gonna spend a month in LA straight and not leaving
Yes.
because she's gonna do the show, and
Yeah.
I would just like to see them cohabitate.
I'll go
and like
watch
what
them
that's
get a drink
like.
at Erewhon, get a smoothie.
Yes.
Yeah, samesies. Speaking of Schwartzy and Kiana, that's actually the next segment. Schwartz talks about how happy he is. They just celebrated their 9-month anniversary. He does want to get married and have kids, as does Kiana. However, Schwartz doesn't know if Kiana wants
Let's
to
have kids with him.
Yeah.
And then they talk about how TomTom is for sale and they've had a good run. He is sad about it, but he's made all of his money back and he still owns 2.5% in TomTom. I also
Which
think,
is now again pump again, correct? Didn't they take the sign
I
down?
thought the pump sign came down.
Oh, I thought the TomTom sign came
I
down.
thought I thought it was the pump one too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
but
I'm spreading falsities.
No, who knows?
No,
We
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say we
always
could.
wrong.
Natalie and I could totally be wrong.
I'll drive by tonight and I'll find out.
Yes, please let us know. I also am saying that we need to go one time.
I
before
mean,
it
we've been
closes.
saying this for over a year,
No,
so
I
it's
would-
got to
I
be
would
go cheese
literally
balls at
close
Sir
up.
or TomTom.
I would hit this red button off right now and go to TomTom if everyone was down. But
I'm down.
I know, right?
See ya.
But what I was thrilled about was to hear that, like, it's being sold as IP. It's not just like a bar's going out of business and like buy this building or buy this property or whatever. Like, TomTom and both Toms, TomTom and Tom are for sale to the highest bidder.
for 2.5%. He's
Yeah,
just,
and for two, it seems like the bid doesn't even need to be that high.
Yeah.
So like this could be continuing on. Like, it
Yeah.
would just take someone who like wanted to continue working with the Toms.
Yeah, like
And I don't
curious what
hate
it
that.
is.
That's a show. That's
Let-
a f***ing show.
let's
Yeah,
see
oh
a
my God, is that ever?
let's see a bar without the other Tom. Let's see Schwartzy open up a new bar.
Well, I would like to see them back together.
I'm
can't
sorry.
lie.
Sandoval is so dark to me.
I can't do it.
I
I
gotta get
can't
away
do
from
it.
that energy.
Okay,
It's
if
Yeah.
real bottom of the barrel.
If
for
they
me.
want to change up this show to where they are taking out the darkness, fine. Sandoval. If they are going to go on with this same kind of shit, like this same shit sandwich they've been feeding us for however like a
Like the-
dark one, like an extra
like
dark shit, then bring Tom
2
Sandoval. Why not?
seasons. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to see what it's listed for. You know how much? Because I'm so. Isn't anyone so curious what
I just like,
they're asking?
who's my dream Valley cast? I think I want to. I'm sorry. I want to get rid of Michelle.
Dude, I was just saying
And
that too.
I want to go back to your point. Like, I also really like Lacey.
Yeah.
And I want to see Lacey. I want well, this is my experience with Jessie. I want to see more of what that means to Lacey.
Yeah.
And I want to see if Lacey can, I wouldn't say soften Jessie, but maybe we can see a softer side
I think she
of
already
Jessie.
has, so, like-
yes, but
Yeah.
because he's still being a dick to Michelle.
I know.
Which sometimes it's not without warrant, but
Yeah.
like, I just want to see Jessie be able to just be like, like
Oh my
relax
God,
his
I would love it.
shoulders.
Yes.
And I think Michelle is
A
deterring
distraction.
that. And
Yeah.
I personally don't feel like she's bringing anything to the
No,
show
she's not. And like,
besides her
honestly,
stuff with Jessie.
Yes.
I didn't think that though. I felt like she was able to have some constructive conversations.
She was, but doesn't it seem like it was all? It's
But
like
it's all
didn't
Jessie.
even mean anything. Like at this point,
Or well, yeah, because nothing means anything with these people. Like the conversations that she was having with Danny, that she was having with Janet, when she's just like, I think people are getting triggered when they hear your name. And then Janet ran out and Michelle went after her and was like, you can't run away every time, you know, this stuff gets brought up. You can't leave the room. And then when she was saying to Danny, listen, people are feeling a little bit uncomfortable around you. Like I was interested in those conversations. And then when her relationship with Jesse was in a nice place, I did like watching that. I'm not trying to champion her being on the show next season. I'm just saying she's, to me, bringing way more than Lala did.
Oh, 1,000%.
And if we're giving Lala another chance to, you know what I mean? Like, they just were all so mid this season.
You make a fair point, but I feel like for me, those types of conversations that Michelle has get overshadowed by the darkness with her and Jesse. For me personally.
This season, it wasn't dark between them, but the reunion, it's
dark.
dark.
The reunion is dark. That's in present times, it's a little dark.
Those two are inextricably linked for this show, I think.
Karmically,
yes.
and
also contractually. Like, I don't ever think that they would get rid of her and keep him. I just don't.
Wait, who? Get rid of her?
Get rid of
Michelle and keep Jesse. I think they think fans like the back and forth between this divorced couple too much.
I think you're giving me
I'm not that
credit
fan
for not being mega misogynist and like just always like the dudes are always more
boys
interesting.
club.
There's always boys club on this network.
Yeah, but can you think of a couple where the husband and wife came on together and they kept the husband and had the wife leave? I can think of like boyfriend girlfriend situations, but not husband
and wife.
I mean, they
I
kicked
can't.
Jax off
because he was beating
Physically
his wife.
abusive.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was them keeping the wife, not the husband. I'm saying
he has a new person now that like is a fan favorite. Like people want to know more about her. Here's the thing. I think that because they do like the sparring so much, they will probably keep Michelle because of just like her bumping heads with Lacey might be her saving grace as far as like getting a next year contract, because that's people just like to see. When I say people, I mean like the network people. I am dying to see this show just like with the least amount of resistance in it. Like if this was a group of friends, this is historical institutional friends.
Totally.
And
that we have parasocial relationships with.
Yes. And all that
decade.
we want to see, especially from this show, is just friends being friends and doing friend shit and going through things and having their friends there to like be either in the way or supporting them or whatever, but like the real friendships. So everyone obviously knows that I cannot stand Janet, Michelle, whatever. But Michelle and Janet, to me, are standing in the way of this overall group coming together. I think that as long as they are both here, there's always going to be a divide because Michelle and Janet are such like low value people to the show. I'm sure that they are great humans in real life and whatever, but I will always say that like I'm going to be selfish as a viewer. This is my entertainment and I want to watch what I want to watch, and you two motherfuckers are getting in the way of like Lala and Kristen having scenes together, going and doing things together. Lala being there to see what Luke is doing, not what Danny's doing or what Jesse's doing or who gives a shit. Like Lala and Kristen have known each other for 200,000 years, and like they don't even really get to like there was like one scene with them alone together this whole time. And it was in defense of Janet. It was for Lala to explain to Kristen, like maybe give her a little
grace here.
Contact,
and I just am like,
and I don't need that. I want more of like, remember when we were in the back alley, like around, like give me more of that. Like that's why you're on this show.
Exactly.
For the nostalgia of it all.
For the nostalgia.
So we want more opportunities to have that between the two of you.
Yeah.
Not you in defense of this woman that Kristen clearly can't stand.
Yes.
That we have no nostalgia.
That we have no nostalgia for.
And it'd be one thing if like the person that Kristen couldn't stand was a Lala type figure.
Yeah, but she's not.
But she's not. She's a do nothing, have nothing, no one, nobody. Like she has no value here except for
and she thinks she does.
And she really believes that she does.
Yeah.
And like Michelle has definitely made a move forward for sure. But like I don't know if it's enough to if that's
I
going to keep
you.
Lala to hang back with Michelle because Michelle doesn't really want to go where Lacey and Jesse are. Like I want everyone out that's going to make it where like my key players, my favorites, don't all go to the party together. Don't all sit together. Like are on the trip and are in separate wings of the house. You know, like I don't want to see that. I want to see these people.
No.
And Lala, if she wants to keep just being in a supportive role, if that's the gig for her now, which is blows my mind because that is so not who she is.
No.
I want to see her with Kristen, pumping Kristen back up and being like, you can, like, let's go out, girls' night, just you and me. Let's go in West Hollywood. Let's go to all the places that we used to go to before and just raise hell and like leave Luke at home with the baby and leave Luke to remember that, like, honestly, Luke, you are also no one.
And when we get home, I'll rip Luke a new asshole for you, and then we'll go.
Remind Kristen that, like, at last season, because I'm rewatching season 1 right now, I was driving for a long time in traffic, so I was just like letting it play. And I remembered that.
It's a good idea.
Yes.
It really is.
It is.
I'm going to rewatch old VPR on my commute to work.
Oh, my God. So Lala was at, there was a pool party. Maybe it might have even been Janet's birthday. So that was like with the, it was YOLO County, not YOLO County. I'm from YOLO County. Janet loves a fair. She loves a county fair. So Brittany did like a party for her that was like a fair. I think this is where Jax depants Danny, and he didn't have any underwear on.
Oh my God, yes.
And then what's her name was crying. Nia was crying. Like, oh my God, everyone just saw my husband's dong.
I wouldn't care. Would you care?
I mean, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Honestly, I would not care.
No judgment that she cared. I wouldn't have had that.
Like, as you're asking me that, I'm just really like, why did she care so much? Like, I obviously, like, you don't want that to happen. You don't want an entire party to see your husband's dick. Like, that's not preferable. I don't think I would like that. And especially at the hands of Jax. Yeah. Like that would probably annoy me. But I don't think I would ever bring myself to tears over it and like having to like go in a back room and cry. And like, I don't think that would be a thing, but she's just a little sensy. She was also very postpartum at the time. So that could have been the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
she had twins.
But Lala said something about Kristen. She was like, what is Kristen just throws out that diamond puss and just gets a million guys. Like, she made this comment about how Kristen has always been able, like, whoever she wants to date, they start dating immediately, and she's in a new relationship and whatever. Like, I remember not thinking that Luke was a catch, but he is significantly younger. He, like, I don't know, Lala seems very into like a high sex life, and Kristen was getting that like 24/7. And so I thought that like Kristen or Lala sees Kristen and like shows her some respect, you know, for like who she was in her heyday, who she's now in her 40s and still is pulling hose and like. So I just want to see that friendship. I want to see those two like remind each other of like who they are and like what they, and so that's why I just need these like little sideshows. The
sidebar needs to get out of the way.
Do you also remember, I think this was in season 2. Wait, because is this season 4 or season 3?
Season 3.
Oh, whoops. In the beginning, I said season 4. It's okay. Natalie will fix that in post. But point being is, I think this was in season 2. Lala came by at a different pool party, and Jessie was acting a fool, and she went. Oh yeah,
she went off. Yeah,
and she did. That was classic Lala, where I was thrilled to have her there. I was thinking somebody needed. I think we kept talking about it all season. Somebody needed to give him an equal sparring partner. Michelle is not it. Lala is go after this guy, and we were riding hard for her to get on the show because of showings like what you just said, what I'm talking about now, and it flopped. So how they positioned her, and she clearly went along with it. Not the one, not the way to do this.
No, and that's why, like I said, I'm choosing to believe that it was by design. Like that was her assignment, and that it's over.
It was in her contract. Yeah, like, this is what your role is here.
Because this reunion,
mistake.
The places that she was piping
huge.
The places that she was piping in, I was like, Karen, shut up! Like she was very Karen energy this reunion, and like again, it's like she always hears another thing about her. Right now, she is only standing the underdogs, the people that can't help themselves, the people like the weakest links. She's like all up, like she's like linebacking or what? Or that's probably I don't even know football terms, but like she's like defending Michelle and defending Janet, the two people with like the lowest amount of like chutzpah and like has like just all the shit that like you want.
They just don't have it.
Stars. They just don't have it.
Yeah.
She won't really go up against anyone that's like her equal. She only has gone after Danny and Nia because I think that she's like, I've been in this long enough to know they don't have the institutional, like the historical loyalty and support yet. So like they're big players like on this show. They've become, had been like kind of rose to the top like rather quickly. And I think that she was banking on being able to take them out because Like, I'll just shine this other light on them. No one's had the time to like really form a bond with them or whatever. But like, she doesn't understand that like so much of America is big churchies. So like, there's so many people that were just gonna get behind Danny and Nia for that, if nothing else. And also, Nia is incredibly kind. She's a very kind soul, a very gentle soul, but she will karate chop your ass if she has to. But so it's like, I've said it from the beginning. I don't think that I think she grossly underestimated that mission.
Yeah.
And instead of just aborting mission, she
doubled down.
She
Yeah.
doubled down. She got stubborn.
Yeah.
And she just was like double, triple, whatever down. And I just, it's
because
been
she was
such
just
a shitty look.
She was just following orders, I feel like.
I think so. It might split at there. Like, her orders were to go do, I think, what she did in the beginning. I think that everyone has their own autonomy. Like, I think that she could be like, I did that for a few episodes. I need to pivot because this isn't going well. And I think that she just got like egotistical about it and like,
Yeah.
and
Maybe,
just, and dug in. And
I think she'd be great with her own storyline that's not somebody else's.
Correct.
That's all I want. I don't
So
know. I don't care what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got a podcast with Sally Carson now. Like,
The sex one.
I want to see like them doing that.
Do they
like,
do that just with like headphones in different locations? They can't be in the same
It's
space.
it's giving 2Ts vibes.
I still haven't
I don't
seen it. Do they
listen.
not do it? Do
they not do it together?
2Ts, they usually are Zoom vibes.
Oh,
I'm God bless everybody doing their thing. Everybody's got an audience. I just can never get into the 2Ts
Yeah, not my vibe.
no,
not
I
my
can't
vibe.
because I'm not into Tamara.
or Teddy.
I'm not into Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy. Yeah,
they
that's
just
right.
don't do it
Yeah.
for
No.
me in that
But
sense.
somebody asked Zach last night on his live, like who like his favorites in the Bravo, whatever. And I want to just be like Lindsay, but I also knew that they're big age difference,
Yeah.
so I didn't. He said Tamara.
Because he just did the
How
show. I feel like
interesting.
And
maybe
he said we've become incredibly close, and he said she is an incredibly good person. He called her an incredibly good person, which I would have not.
but also again the representative theory. They
Yeah.
just met. They're just like he hasn't had enough experience with her to know if she's going to always have his back and always. She might be the best person.
Yeah.
Who can say? But Zach in 5 years can tell us more than Zach today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, about the Lala Sally podcast.
Oh, have you?
I've not listened to it yet because I don't do that.
You don't listen?
No, I don't. I don't do what their podcast is about.
Oh,
Sex?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, no. Let's
What is
No.
it called? Do we know?
Let's look it up.
something sex.
Oh, it
It's
is has sex in
something
it.
freakish. Larlar.
Who was saying? Lala was talking about what was she on recently?
Oh,
Maybe I saw
it's-
her on
oh, wait.
Jeff Lewis, and she was saying
Sex Unlocked.
Sex Unlocked. Okay. So maybe the only reason I'm interested in it right now is
Ruh-roh.
just because Sally is dishing on
Craig.
Kyle.
Or Kyle, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that, because that's like the only clip I've heard that I'm like, oh my God, that's what they're talking about on here. Okay. I would love to listen to this because I just want to know what's going on in Kyle's love life right now.
Wait, her and Craig, there was never even a smoochines, right? Okay.
She said that he probably saw her topless once because I think maybe she changed like out, like when they were like outside.
I
or
think
whatever.
everyone's probably seeing you topless. I think she
Yeah.
likes
Yeah.
being topless. She's got a great
Yeah.
rap. Why
Yeah.
not? But that doesn't seem
Which
like a.
wait, Craig looks good right now.
So
We talked
good.
about this last episode. We could talk about it again.
That's
It's
that
stupid.
spray tan,
The hair.
that hair.
The smile. How does the smile just
He's
keep
peaking.
getting better?
He's never looked better.
And
Paige, I agree with you on everything in this world, but you fumbled that bag,
Oh
mama.
man, you really did.
I don't know if I think she wants to be the peacock in the relationship.
Yeah.
No, that's probably true.
Yeah,
that's
true.
She doesn't want her boyfriend to be as beautiful or more beautiful or whatever than her.
Miss Peacock.
No
left,
judgment there.
Miss
I-
Peacock
know.
left
Okay.
Peacock.
She did like a like, you know, there's people that like can split from someone and then that person just sort of dwindles away and whatever. I don't know if she expected that he would go challenge accepted and literally go balls to the wall, fitness wise, business wise, like everything. Like if Paige DeSorbo breaking up with Craig might be the greatest thing to
It was like
ever
his canon
happen
event.
to Craig because if only he might just have as giant of an ego as Lala does.
Totally.
Yeah,
And he's just
which
like,
is why
"I'm gonna
they
win
could also
this."
be like kind of perfect for each other.
No. Craig's like a Southern boy. Lala is too like wacky LA. And I say that because I'm wacky LA.
Yeah.
No,
Miss Lauren
listen,
from Utah.
it would be a massive opposites, but like, I think they'd have great
Could
sex.
you imagine her moving her 2 kids to South Carolina and
No.
But you know what? Lala to me, like I couldn't imagine that Kristen Cavallari would move to where does she live? Nashville?
And somewhere in Nashville, yeah.
Yeah, like I would have never in a million
Oh, I
years thought
totally
that
would have
Laguna
guessed
Beach
that.
girl would have moved to how?
Nashville's like hopping.
It's not hopping.
It is.
I've been there several times. It's like it's a little small little thing.
But
that's
it's
like if you're a person that wants to do stuff, like you are incredibly in a small.
See, I think it's
little baby.
much more lively than Orange County. I think Orange County.
Yeah,
is
but
like
I just thought she
sleepy
would be in
beach.
LA. I just thought she would.
I don't know. I feel like it wasn't really her. I feel like she did LA. This is just I don't know her from Adam. And I never watched any of her shows, so I could be totally misreading her. I just thought like LA wasn't really her vibe forever. I feel like it was like too high pitched for her. And then I think she liked Nashville because there is a scene there, but then she can also like go and be in the woods and shit. That was my vibe.
I could see Lala being a person
The same way?
that could definitely leave LA and be
Yeah.
somewhere like that for the right person.
For the right person, yeah,
like,
yeah.
or if she had some like great business opportunity there
Totally.
or whatever, I could see her. Cause like I said, I never saw Kristen that way, but now that Kristen Cavallari is that way, I feel like Lala has the same, there's an independence about both of them.
Yeah, there is.
But,
I never
like-
thought about that, but you're right. There is a real similarity there.
Well, anyways, to bring it back, I would love to see more of Lala.
Yeah.
I would just like to see more of Lala.
Who else?
Lala. I want more of Jasmine.
I do too.
I still feel like Jasmine's a beautiful onion that I want to peel back the layers a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel the same
Yes,
way?
No, I do. I think what's tripping Jasmine up is that we got to get like, I think what's tripping not Jasmine, but her storyline up is the same thing that we're getting tripped up with every other character on this show. Work and what you do for a living is such a major part
Of who you are. Yeah.
And none of these people either have, I know they have jobs, but like they may as well all just be retired because
Oh, yeah.
none of them talk about their work. Like at least when we're watching Summer House, we know Kyle's got to get back to the city because he has meetings for Loverboy and now he's got this new DJ career. We know that Amanda was starting a bikini line or trying to, doing a collab with someone. Paige has her podcast. Craig has his pillow company. There's,
Like the
Madison was doing hair and then she turned it into being a content creator.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we know these things about these people and it makes their lives more dynamic and interesting. And there is never one scene in all the years that we've been watching this show now, which is 3, which is enough for you to show us someone at work.
Yeah.
Show me Nia judging a pageant. Give me Danny Bucco going to do these voiceover gigs. Show me Lala developing her Give Them Lala beauty line or whatever.
I agree with you. We need more like context of these people.
Yeah. I want to see Lala develop her makeup line, or if she doesn't have it anymore, selling the stock of the that's left over from the makeup line. Show me how you're doing the podcast, not so that it's an ad, because I think Bravo for some reason thinks that, oh, we're giving them free advertisement for whatever they're doing. Well, you got to do something else for us as an audience because what you're delivering to us is not interesting. I don't just
You're
wanna
making
see
us
people-
dumber. Like you're
Yeah.
making us dumber and you're making us I think that you're making angry people. You're turning
Yeah.
like I never, ever, ever have been so pissed about these shows in my life. I've never felt even 10% of like the rage that I feel that I have since I started watching The Valley. That's not natural. That's not why anybody came here. Everyone came to leave their job that they hate and come home and order some DoorDash and watch these shows and just like relax and laugh and relate and whatever. But instead it's become a hot topic. It's literally become like, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? Are you Janet or are you Danny? Pro Danny or pro Janet? Like, it's weird. And I think it's weird that they never asked Jasmine anything about this whole thing, and they're doing it on purpose. And I'm pissed.
No,
about
they
it.
totally are, and that's actually, to come full circle, that's part of that. That's what got me off on this whole kick, was because yes, I would love to see more of Jasmine. I don't really feel that Melissa, her wife, really is dying to be on reality TV.
Yeah,
I also don't find her to be she seems so sweet, so lovely, but she doesn't seem to be this like crazy, fiery, dynamic person that would be a great reality TV character. Her wife Jasmine does. So let me see what Jasmine does for a living. I have no idea what she does for a living.
No, I know.
Let me
She's
see.
in real estate. Remember, she showed Nia and Danny a house.
That one little house in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Give me more of that.
Yeah.
There can be, I have been watching other reality TV shows, and there are such really, I'm in tears watching some of these shows, seeing, just what certain people have gone through, how they've crawled out of a really bad situation and how they did it, or real struggles with addiction that they are getting real help for, and then coming back into, integrating themselves into life after they've been in rehab and seeing their family support them. I mean, these are interesting. If someone's going to open up their life to show you this, these are interesting storylines, not this annoying, regurgitated
we're meeting up
nonsense
for
that's so divisive, and there is no bottom to this bottom. We're never going to agree. It's like you said, it's making it this political-esque feeling where there's just people that are so dug in that even when you're trying to say something that I feel we have said very much on this show, at least the three of us, no one is defending Danny's actions. No one thinks that the way he spoke to Nia is good. We will get into it later this episode, probably in part 2. So don't forget to watch that when we get there.
Yeah.
We also dislike Janet. But I think we get more on Janet's case because we feel her being a bit more manipulative. It doesn't mean that we like Danny. It doesn't mean that we're giving Danny a pass.
Haven't liked Janet since season 1. Go back and watch it. She's a tool the whole time.
Correct.
She was trying to take Kristen out from the jump.
Yep.
She called her crazy Kristen at the second that she had a chance to, because she thought, no one likes this bitch, I'm going to get her out. And Kristen explained it so perfectly. She said, everyone, you can hate your brother or sister or what. She didn't say it in the reunion. It was on a podcast I listened to. She said, but when someone else comes for them, you're like, you don't talk to my sister that way. And that's what happened to Kristen. Everyone thought like, oh, who cares what happens to Kristen on the show? Did we did a show with Kristen at the helm? And then it took this dipshit nobody to try to her to where America was like, oh, hell no, bitch. Like that's our girl. That's our bitch to bitch slap around, not you. Who are you?
Yeah, we grew up with this girl.
Yes.
That's our little sister.
Yeah. If anyone's going to punch Kristen, it's going to be
me.
That's
not
right.
you.
Like, I can talk shit about my family, but you can't talk shit about my family.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that we could do better as a whole with a slew of these Bravo shows if they started giving us more real storylines and let these people out of these boxes that are, we were talking about this before we started recording. I think we're reaching a bit of a new a turn with reality TV shows. Even if you're just looking at House of Stassi, how it's filmed, them breaking the fourth wall, it feels like we have created a new job, a reality TV star, right? Mm-hmm. These are their jobs. So no, Stassi's not going to her law office to practice family law when she's done with this show. She is a reality TV star, just like someone else, just like me. I don't watch anyone on TV. Just like John Hamm is starring on Your Friends and Neighbors, right?
To hear Stassi say, I'm an executive producer, so I put my producer hat on, and this is what I said. You guys need to do this. I'm like, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for telling me that you are an executive producer on this show.
Instead of just pretending like someone just sat me here
Yeah.
and no one told me we're going to have this scene and we're going to talk about these things. When she says, I've sat down at a dinner table before on reality TV. I know things are supposed to be hashed out here. We're going away for the weekend. I know what this calls for. Thank you. We're not stupid. We realize this is your job. So if this is your job and then making influencer posts is also your job, just cut the crap with the fourth wall and let's talk about it like we all know what's going on. Because we all know what's going on.
That's kind of what, and like, listen, obviously I'm not saying to be a Kardashian fan, but the Kardashians have already done this, you know, where like literally like their entire show is just all the girls going on all these jobs and Chris putting the deals together. And like, what if one sister wanted this cover, but they actually offered it to the other sister? And it's like, it is this interesting, like you're all showing up because you are all some kind of reality star or you're famous because for being famous or whatever. And they just really leaned into that. And it's when you're on Southern Charm and watching that Austin has no story. And so he's just really like with Craig. If Austin could just say, I don't have a lot going on right now, so I got nothing but time to tell you everything Craig did wrong this summer. I'd be like, okay.
And maybe he could also
then.
could also say something else.
Oh, of course. Would love him to also
If you know, you know.
say something else, because that would really open up a whole new story for you, buddy. Oh my God.
Continue.
But yeah, we just need more of this because the stagedness of it all is not serving people who could be really great characters and have better storylines like the Jasmines of the world.
And I'm not even going to tell you how I know this, but I know that Janet used to be the personal assistant of a very, very, very cool celebrity.
Who?
Cameron Diaz. And she was her personal assistant and she helped operate her wine business as well as her business partner's skincare business. And I would love to see more things like that. Maybe not Janet, but like I want to see more people doing cool things in LA and like working for these cool celebrities. Like I would love to see more of that.
Well,
I don't need to.
Great. Obviously, Cameron would never let.
No, I know,
be
but like, I don't need them to go to some Ventura Boulevard coffee shop and talk shit about everyone. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see that every episode. I'm so bored of it. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Show me something
resembling anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
But like, they're clearly not. For whatever reason, they've decided that it's better to have them. Bad
decision.
It's a bad decision, but here we all are. But if they just make more House of Stassi type shows, what was the show you were talking about earlier?
Okay, so I had never seen.
Hear me out.
Yeah, hear me out, guys. I had never seen an episode of Chris Lee Knows Best. And it popped up, like I had gone through all of my shows. I was doing stuff around my house, baking sourdough as I do on the weekend.
Delicious.
And, thanks, Boo. Harris just had it before we started.
I scarfed it.
Which made my heart so happy. So when you're doing stuff like that, like I can't start something that I need to be intensely focused on. And so I was like, come on, let's throw caution to the wind and press play on this. So I started S1E1. And before I know it, I am thoroughly in love with this family, the antics. I know it's staged. I don't care. What I don't think was staged is this guy's great one-liners. I could listen to Todd Chrisley talk till the day I die. I find him infinitely interesting. I think the dynamic in his relationship, I could unpack that for years and still have things to unpack. The kids, all of it.
Pack or unpack and not pack anything.
Not pack it all. Soup, snow peas. And so I was taken with the show and I was going to keep watching all the episodes. And then later that day, I had to go do some stuff, turn off the TV, come back. And when I went back to go keep watching it, I pressed play and I realized that I'm watching a show taking place in present day. And I was like, wait, what happened? Oh, this is a new show. Don't know how I started this. It is Chrisley's, the Chrisley's Back to Reality. I brought it to the table saying, we have to cover this. It is unbelievable reality television. And it's also so shocking to me. Everyone in my life, no matter what their background, sexual orientation, political view, anything, everyone's watching this show. I think it's hitting pop culture in a really interesting time, in a very interesting way. And I would have never thought I would have been into this show. I've watched the entire Back to Reality. I can't wait to now keep going with the original show. I'm fascinated, hook, line, and sinker, and we're going to cover it.
Yeah. When she brought it up, I was like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to want to watch this, even just on principle alone. And then she was like, that's what I thought. And then I called so-and-so, and then I called so-and-so. And she started naming off all these people that I won't out them. But I was like, they are like people that I'm just like, that doesn't seem, I would have never called that. And it just seems like the diverse array of characters that are watching this show leads us to believe that maybe other
wanna hear
people would like to see this show. So we're
start watching, guys,
We're
'cause
entertaining it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna cover it.
We're going back to South Carolina.
They're not in South Carolina.
Where are they?
Where are they
They
now?
were in Georgia, but now they're in Nashville,
Oh,
Ah,
Tennessee.
Maybe.
They're in Nashville, Tennessee, Natalie.
okay.
Maybe.
All right. With Chris and Cavallari.
oh,
Yep.
And
I'm telling you, there's a
Theo
big scene
James.
there. Lots of people.
Yeah, I know.
Lots of
A lot
reality TV
comics.
folk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this back to reality 8-episode arc that I just watched was some real good television.
also, isn't House of Stassi like only a couple episodes too?
I think it was 8 episodes.
Give me
also.
8 episodes, and I'm good.
But then if you do that, then you got to keep feeding it to me because I can't wait a year for another 8 episodes.
100%,
problematic,
100%. But I would rather take 8 episodes of really high quality as opposed to
Same.
however many episodes this was of just nothing.
It did not help anyone. This season made people worse people. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody that watched The Valley and was like, I really learned a lot.
No.
No, but we
I
did.
digress as a human.
Yeah, I digress as a human.
And
Yeah.
this next little segment was sweet to watch. It was when we start talking about the Zach and Benji stuff.
Aw.
And Zach is a fan favorite, a Showmance favorite. We
Yeah.
loved him from the beginning.
Yeah.
And
He still refuses to answer me back on lives, though. This time I said, I'm just watching season 1. I'm at Pink Crocs. Do you think he regrets it or no? He didn't even.
I feel like
he
if
didn't
we
even
were to
answer.
go to TomTom or something, like right now, he'd be there.
Oh, Zach?
Yeah.
he's somewhere in WeHo on the weekends,
Yeah.
out.
And probably weekdays.
Yeah, Zach, stop ignoring me.
Yeah.
We're only fans. We're only fans.
Let's go get a pumptini
Yeah, we're-
together.
Yeah, I'll get
huge
anything
fans.
with you, Zach. I love you. So
Yeah.
apparently, him and Benji live, on again, off again, just because he has to go back to
Canada, yeah.
Kenyatta so that he can.
Kenyatta?
Yeah, so that he can still practice the medicines.
Yes.
And then we are told there's still really no furniture, which is startling to hear. We got to get you some
At
furniture,
least he's
bro.
not living above his means.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe he doesn't have a check for it. Maybe he just
Wait,
paid
guys,
Kristen
this
off.
is hilarious.
If that's the case, then
Yeah.
bravo.
This is hilarious. I just moved into a new apartment this week, literally yesterday.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
my dad, who is very much never live above your means. If you have to eat ramen for the rest of your life to afford, that's my dad.
Yeah.
He walks into my old apartment. He goes, "That's your couch." I've never felt more connected to Zach Wickham in my entire life because I realized I am a Zach. The irony is that I used to work in interior design too. So, anyways, love you, Zach. You are seen.
I was hoping that the story was going to end with your dad being like, "That's not okay. I'm buying you a couch."
That's what I was hoping.
You know
too.
what? That's what I would have really liked. But that just wasn't how the cookie crumbled.
Come on,
But that's okay. We're going to work
Dad.
really hard so we can afford our own couch.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
No,
right.
now that we're going to make it our
Fuckers.
mission to get to a place where we can pay you so that you can buy
buy a
your own
couch.
couch. That's the goal. Those are
Like,
the kinds of goals that I
subscribe,
can
hype,
get into.
tell a friend.
When people
I
are
need
like,
a couch.
"Oh, here's how many subs by this time," or this is how much money by this time. No, I'm way better with like how can we get him a couch?
No,
That's
it's okay.
way easier for me to goal oriented.
It's up to
Eye
you
on the
folks
prize.
at home.
Friend who literally buys a new couch like every 6 months.
That's
I'm like, what
nuts.
is wrong with you? And he's like, I'm couch rich. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just keep
Yeah.
getting them, putting them in storage. It's crazy. I should see if he wants to sell one.
Please.
Yeah.
I get him and then I give him to my mom, and then she always has like an extra room that could use
Need a couch?
and so yeah,
I don't have a couch. to
Anyways,
give you, but-
me and Zach needing couches.
Zach also, speaking of what Zach needs, he needs to figure out what he wants to do with his biological clock. So apparently Benji gave him a year to figure his shit out. That date expires. The timer goes off in January. He obviously got very emotional when he was talking about this and said, he's never had, and I understand this when he was saying this, I have never had stability in my life. I'm still not stable. And the thought of bringing a child into that makes me panic. That's what's taken me so long to,
And not for you, for the child.
of course, for the
Yes,
child. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Yes,
But
which
all-
I think is a natural response.
I think also people also need to think about it for themselves as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
if
yeah,
they
yeah.
know that they're going to be a miserable cunt
Yep.
if they're broke and every dollar has to go be
To this
like put
child's.
aside in case anything happens to the baby, or in the case the baby needs anything, or just the baby needs it. So we got it.
Yep.
I think that you have to include yourself into that, because I don't want to be that person either, because
Yeah.
that's not a person that's going to be a great mom. And I don't mean like if you're poor you can't be a great mom. I don't mean that at all. Just to really be clear about that.
Oh, are you saying something because I have a nanny?
yeah.
Whitney?
But like I just to see the strain on the relationships that it can put, and to see like Zach just to be like, I can't afford it. Like, thank God someone is
someone had.
thinking,
Yeah,
like, with,
exactly.
like, great. Nobody should be having kids if they can't afford the kid.
Let me listen. If you, like you said, if you want a child and you know you can be responsible and
Yeah.
raise a child, great, have it. What I can definitively tell you from watching my friends have children, the ones that have the financial means to do it in a way where if they need to hire a nanny so they can get their hair
Breathe.
cut,
Yeah.
breathe. Right. These aren't like like I'm not going on a world tour
Yeah.
for 3 months.
Nannies get such a bad rap. They think that you're just handing them off. No, it's just that I know that I have a job, so I have to get at least 5 hours of sleep.
That's right.
That's really all it is. Like
I'm
that
not
could literally be
outsourcing
it.
the raising of my
Yeah.
child to someone. I need to sleep so I can afford to pay for the lights to be on and that
Yes.
roof to be over our heads.
Exactly.
And also for the health of your relationship. One of my best friends has 2 young kids. So sorry, dude.
Thank you for apologizing for coughing.
Well, no, because I know you have to like cut around this.
No, I'm telling you, that's why I'm always going, yeah, yeah. You'll always have a smiling, bright, yeah, from me. So I can
Thanks.
cut over to it and cut out all the other crap.
In the Lord's work. One of my best friends has 2 young kids, and she is fortunate enough to have a nanny. She is a stay-at-home mom. The kids are a half a minute old, basically. Like someone needs to be there to raise them, obviously. And the nanny stays late 1 night a week so her and her partner can go on a date. And it is so important to the health of their relationship, which is then the health of their family and how
Exactly.
they parent their children. And I can see that because they are blessed to have this extra set of hands and heart and soul in the body of the nanny to help them, compared to my friends who are just stretched to make all of the ends meet. They can never get out. Even if they could go on a date night, they don't have the money to go out on a date.
Yeah.
It's just, I can feel the stress is going to be there when you have children, but it is palpable when you don't have the financial means
Yes.
to just catch your breath.
Yes.
And when you do, it doesn't mean the stress goes away. It just means that you can deal with it in a more healthy way.
Yeah.
And I think Zach knows that.
And that is a very responsible thing
Yeah.
for Zach, because also, even though Benji makes, I would imagine
Good
he makes
money,
a decent
yeah.
salary being a doctor, he's a doctor in another country.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get your to get licensed here? How long will that take? How, like there's just so many questions that I get his hesitancy. I do.
I do too. And I like, listen, obviously if Benji makes enough money and he's like banked some money, so like he's got the money for a surrogate, he's got the money for the like the first year of like baby's life and whatever, and like has a plan that like knows that it will just take a year and I will be working here and whatever. But I don't think he has all of like, I know that he doesn't have citizenship. I know that that's going to be a long haul. It's like going to the DMV times 200,000.
Yeah.
Like
Especially right now.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
I'm never going to have the 8 documents that the DMV needs for me to just get this one thing renewed, like I'm going to be missing one of those. I imagine citizenship is like that on steroids times 1,000. So like, I like, oh God, I don't know what his means are. So he might be covered in the finances, but like,
I think he has
You're
unrealistic
really-
expectations about the logistics of it.
exactly.
I mean, listen-
I agree. And then for Zach to then be a part of that. And then like,
Yeah.
what if you can't be here and you still have to go back and forth? Like, what does that look like? Like
They just need to
unless,
get married.
Unless Benji's got a plan that I am just totally unaware of, it really does not seem like this is something they should be talking about right this second.
No.
And it should not be.
And it should not
by
be an
January.
ultimatum. Yeah.
Yeah. And it should not be an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm of 2 minds about the Benji component of all of this, because if they got married, it would definitely expedite the process of his citizenship.
Would it?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it's harder than it's ever been. Currently, today is the hardest it's ever been to get your citizenship.
100%, but still with marriage, because we actually work with someone who had to do it.
But I mean, like,
she did it recently.
why do I feel like something just changed?
Oh, maybe I can't say. Yes, maybe like last month or whatever, something changed. I just know that I know someone who basically did it like last year, and they are genuinely in love and all that stuff. But they did it because they were so nervous. Even though they had a green card, they were very nervous about what was going on. And I'm not saying you marry someone and all of a sudden it's green lights, all rights, and you don't have to worry about your citizenship. It's just very different than being an individual person trying to get your green card and then your citizenship. So they could do that, but it's still going to be time, money, effort, all that stuff. If Benji really, there are people that this is the most important goal in my life, like a Lindsay Hubbard.
Yeah.
I'm sure when she found out she was pregnant, even though she had only been dating this guy for a month and a half, she was psyched because she just knew, I'm at a place in my life where I could support this. I want to be with someone, but I could support this kid on my own if I had to.
Yeah.
And I'm having this kid.
Yeah.
And I think Benji's one of those people that just really wants, that is of paramount importance to him. And if you've been with this guy for 2 years now, you've given him one solid year to think about if you want to do this, and you're still a question mark, I might be nervous that I'm going to give you another year and you still won't have an answer. And at this point, I could have a toddler, and I really want to have a child in my life. So I see it from Benji's side also, is all I'm saying.
Okay, let me just ask you this. Do you think it would be wiser for him? Oh, I wonder, okay, so maybe they're not getting married because Zach still doesn't know, can't give him a yes on the kid.
Totally.
Is that the only hang up? Do we know that? Or is it just like that's an option?
1 second, because didn't they say that they were open?
They are open, yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know personally how that works, but I feel like that could also be an element to maybe Zach's.
Literally half of my gay friends that are married have open marriages.
Oh, okay.
But
See, coming from a gay man, that sounds ignorant, but like, I don't know.
Coming from a gay man, I'm letting you
know. But when you add kids to that, I feel like that also further complicates
Dad's home.
things. No, I feel like it would.
I totally agree. So I guess what I'm wondering is, like, I'm not sure if they're not getting married yet because Zach won't say like a firm yes on I definitely do want to have kids. Mm-hmm. Because to me, it just seems like Benji should get here. They should get married and get his citizenship straightened out so he's here permanently, and then they move on the kid.
That makes the most logical sense.
That seems like the most logical sense.
Married.
But if he won't get married to someone who can't say for sure, yes, I want a kid. But I wonder if Zach would say that he does want one in 3 years and not, I got to know in January and we got to start looking for a surrogate. Because if that's the case, you're not even here yet. Get here and give Zach at least another year or two before you're going to start that.
But then Zach needs to give the answer. And I don't think come January, he will have the answer.
But then I feel like he could counter with like, okay, well, Benji, like we should talk more about marriage and like.
Well, they have. Remember, he said it on the show. He won't marry me unless I'm 100% about having kids. So it's
like chicken or egg.
Also, I have a lot of gay friends who have children and have open marriages, and it works for them.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for me.
No.
But it works beautifully for them.
Yeah.
That's good for them.
Yeah. And I was shocked too. I was like, can this work? And
someone's going to have to cave on this then. Like they are. He's either going to have to if that's his only way for citizenship is to get married. I'm sorry, you don't get everything. You don't get to get married, move to America, and know that you're having a kid in 9 months. Like that's a lot.
With someone
Benji,
who
I'm
is skeptical
sorry.
about it.
But and from Zach, a fan favorite. Listen, he's not low on options.
And here's the thing: a year ago, I would have said, "Oh, Zach's gonna cave." Zach now, I don't think he's gonna cave.
I don't think he'll cave either.
Because I think he's grown a lot.
Confident.
He's grown a lot as a person.
More independent.
Less people pleasery.
Yes.
Yeah, recovering.
Yep,
I love that for
people
Zach.
pleaser. I worry that this could be a very big heartbreak for Zach because, to your point, I don't think he'll cave. I don't think he's ready to commit to having a child
because he's scared. He has no money.
And
exactly.
I do think Benji will bounce, and I think this could be like a great heartbreak for him.
well, look what happened to Craig Conover. Look how good he looks.
I mean,
Yeah,
can
Zach
Zach look
lean
any
into
better?
it.
Yeah.
He looks so good.
He looks, I mean,
so
listen,
good.
Yeah.
time will tell.
There's just one thing that I want to talk about real quick before we move into our break, because it was just such a nothing burger. It was when they brought up Lala's co-parenting with Randall, and apparently it's going as well as can be expected. They connect on that parenting app that Brittany talks about. Also, whoever invented that, that's
Great invention.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great if everyone could get along. We've tried
Yeah.
that. It doesn't work. So this is a good second option.
I love that it's supervised and that like people like Jax just don't even care about who's seeing this. Like that would curb me alone. Like if no one else can see my crazy, like no, thank you.
Yeah.
But Jax doesn't give a good goddamn.
No.
And she said, you know, Randall lives in Miami now, so it's great because he dips into town every so often. Ocean thinks he's the best, which I'm sure on some level is very frustrating for her because he isn't the best guy according to what we've heard from her and other people. But at least Ocean's not messed up about it, which is all that matters. So that was the update we got from her about Randall.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also Sosa's kicking her ass, and it makes her think, am I going to have another kid? This one's really giving me a run for my money.
Yeah.
So anyway, that should be it for our part one. Yes, Nat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. We're going to go over to part two. So are you. You follow us over there. Like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend, and see you in part.
Yeah,
part
I
two.
need a couch.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get hashtag party of couch. Get Harris a couch.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a good hashtag for it.
I know.
See ya.
Okay. Love you. Bye. Where are you going?
Got a hot date.